Hi everyone, I am DJ, author of Jamware.com. Today, I want to show you the comprehensive step-by-step tutorial on receiving a push notification on mobile app using Ionic 4 and Firebase Cloud Messaging FCM. We will use Ionic 4 Cordova native FCM plugin for receiving a push notification and using Firebase API for sending push notification from the postman. This tutorial divided into several steps. Step number 1. Create a new Ionic 4 app. Step number 2. Set up and configure Google Firebase Cloud Messaging FCM. Step number 3. Add Ionic 4 Cordova native FCM plugin. Step number 4. Run and test sending and receiving push notification. Google said that notification is a message that pops up on the user's device. Notification can be triggered locally by an open application, or they can be pushed from the server to the user even when the app is not running. They allow your user to opt in to timely updates and allow you to effectively re-engage users with the customized content. In this tutorial, the message sent from the Firebase via API using Postman, then received by Ionic for mobile apps using Ionic Cordova native FCM plugin. The following tools, frameworks, and modules are required for this tutorial: Node.js, Angular 8, Ionic 4, Cordova, Google FCM, Ionic 4 Cordova native FCM plugin, Postman, Terminal for Mac or Linux, or Command Line for Windows, IDE or text editor. We are using Visual Studio Code. Before going to the main steps, we assume that you have to install Node.js. Next, upgrade or install a new Ionic 4 CLI by open the terminal or Node command line, then type this command. You are get the latest Ionic CLI in your terminal or command line. Check the version by type this command. Our Ionic version is 5.4.13. Step number 1. Create a new Ionic 4 app. We will create an Ionic 4 application with type Angular using Ionic CLI. Type this command to create it with default layout is side menu. Next, go to the newly created app folder. Because Cordova not enabled by default, when to create a new Ionic 4 app, enable this framework manually using this command. Open this newly created Ionic 4 project with your favorite IDE or text editor. To use Visual Studio Code, simply type this command in the terminal. We need to change the package name to match the Google FCM setup. Open and edit config XML, then replace the widget ID to your package or bundle ID. We are using bundle ID, COM, VMware, Ionic, FCM. To activate this new bundle ID, remove and add again the platforms that previously added. As usual, run the Ionic 4 app for the first time. But before run as lab mode, type this command to install Ionic Lab. The browser will automatically open, and if you see a normal Ionic 4 side menu application like this, that means you're ready to go. Step number 2. Set up and configure Google Firebase Cloud Messaging FCM. We are using Firebase Cloud Messaging FCM because it's a cross-platform messaging solution that lets you reliably deliver messages at no cost. In your browser, then go to Google Firebase console by type this URL in the address bar. Then log in using your Google account. Next, click on the Add Project button. Then fill the project name with Ionic 4 FCM. Then click Continue button. Leave Enable Google Analytics for this project as default. Then click Continue button. Select an account that used for Google Analytics. We are using our existing Google account. Then click Create Projects button. Next, click Continue button. And you will redirect to the project dashboard page. Click the gear button on the right of the project overview, then click Project Settings. Click the Cloud Messaging tab, then write down the server key and server ID for next usage in the API and Ionic 4 app. Next, back to the General tab, then click the Android icon in your apps to add Android app. Fill the required fields in the form as this. Then click the Register App button. Next, download the Google Services JSON, then copy to the root of the Ionic 4 project. Click Next button. We can skip Add Firebase SDK by click Next button again. We can skip this step if we don't have any apps in the Google Play Store. For iOS, back to the General tab, then click Add App button, then choose iOS button. Fill the required fields in the form as this. Then click Register App button. Next, download the Google Service Info playlist, then copy to the root of Ionic 4 project folder. Click Next button. Click Next button again. Click Next button again. We can skip this step if we don't have any Ionic app in the Apple or iTunes Connect. Now we have Ionic FCM Android and Ionic FCM for iOS. Step number 3. Add Ionic for Cordova native FCM plugin. We will use the latest Google Firebase cloud messaging Cordova push plugin that also available as an Ionic module. To install Ionic for Cordova native Firebase message plugin, type this command. To install Ionic native FCM module, type this command. Next, open and edit src app module ts, then add this import of Ionic native FCM ngx. Add the FCM module to ng module providers. Next, open and edit src app component ts. Then add these imports of FCM, Ionic native FCM ngx, and router, angular router. Inject router module to the constructor. Inside platform ready of initialize app function, add a function to get FCM token, then print out to the browser console. Add this function to refresh the FCM token. Add these functions to receive a push notification from Firebase Cloud Messaging FCM. This example of receiving a push notification from FCM will redirect to the other page with params of data. For that, next we have to add a new page by type this command. Next, modify is RC app routing module TS. Then add parameters to the second page module. Next, open and edit is RC app second page TS. Then add this import of activated root angular router. Inject the activated root module to the constructor. Add a variable for hold data from router parameters. Add this line to get data from the router parameters. Next, open and edit is RC app second page HTML. Then replace all HTML tags with this simple page that shows the simple text. If you plan to send push notification from the group of the topic, add these lines inside the platform ready in the app component TS. To unsubscribe from the topic, add this line. Step number 4. Run and test sending and receiving push notification. Before running to Android devices, make sure you have connected your device to your computer. Next, run the Ionic 4 app to the Android device by type this command. After the app running on device, check the console from the Google Chrome by type this address. Then choose the inspect link. You shoot it to the browser inspector, just change to the console tab, and you will see the registered FCM token. Next, open the Postman application from your computer. Change the method to post and add this address. On the headers, add this key, content type with value application JSON, and authorizations with value key your Firebase cloud messaging APK. Next, add the JSON data to the raw body. and you will see the notification redirect to your second page. For iOS, build this Ionic 4 app first. Open the platform, iOS, My App, XE Workspace. Using Xcode, click My App, add the signing theme. You need your Apple developer account that can support the push notification capability. We are not showing the demo of iOS because we don't have Apple developer enrollment. That is the example of receiving push notification using Ionic 4 and Firebase cloud messaging (FCM). You can get the full article and source code link in the description below. If you think this tutorial is useful, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel to give me more power to create more Ionic 4 tutorials. Thank you and see you later.